This drawing here was made on February of 2024 and it took around a week and a half. This one was made in December of the same year and it took around 9 days to finish. I know, it's a pretty big jump, right? But there wasn't any secret hacks or technique, trust me. I was just drawing a lot and was actively critiquing my own work. It's just, the nature of learning and getting better. But guess what? Literally a month after this, I made this. Same time, same level of effort, same everything. The input was the same, but the output was a clear downgrade, so what's going on here? Did I just forgot how to draw? No. As the title suggests, art growth is not linear. It is not the same for everyone, and it is rarely consistent for anyone. Your next drawing won't always be strictly better than your last, and due to the perception gap, even if it was, you probably won't be able to tell it anyway, so... If you're a beginner or a self-taught artist, you may have noticed that nowadays the online landscape seems very much obsessed with getting good results quickly and easily. This super secret rendering technique will, change how you view coloring forever, or how to get super good in just a month by following this master course. But here's the kicker, right? It probably won't work. Not only because a lot of them are just vague, flashy promises meant to get your attention, but also just because this method works for someone doesn't mean it will for you too. Just because they got good in 6 months doesn't guarantee the same for you too. Anyone who struggles with school has probably experienced something similar firsthand. You're told that you're just not working hard enough, or need to learn to apply yourself more, or you need to pay more attention, basically anything but to admit that this method of teaching is just not for you. And you can see how it would be hard to, improve quickly when the method that you're being taught is not compatible with you. Personally, I still don't understand how the Loomis head method or the gradient map coloring technique works. Does it make me stupid? Artistically inept? Mechanically challenged? Most likely not. The boring truth is probably that I just have a different preferred way to go about drawing and coloring stuff, and these techniques just aren't for me. And that's fine, because there are plenty of tutorials out there that is for me. Sure, they may not be as effective as the most popular method, but I mean, what can you do about that, right? It's also fine to be slower too. Art is a personal journey for all of us. It's not meant to be the same. It's totally fine to take more time than others to figure out how to draw something, or how to do this thing and that thing. It took me 4 years to be able to learn how to do colors properly, and 5 years to be able to learn how to just draw basic looking character art. It's the classic case of comparison is the thief of joy, but it's also how unrealistic expectation set upon yourself by factors that are frankly beyond your control can make something that is already pretty damn hard so much more difficult for no real reason. I know we all feel a tad bit insecure whenever we see someone younger than us make better art, or worse, someone who has only been drawing for a year outperform you who's been doing it for 5 or 7 or 10 years. When it's someone older and more experienced, we usually rationalize it as, oh, they've been doing this for, way longer, and so it's only natural that they are better. But again, growth isn't always linear. Just because you've been at it longer doesn't always necessarily mean that you'll be better. Someone with just a year can improve a lot faster than someone with 5 years because they just have better access to learning resources, free time, less responsibility, etc, etc. The list goes on and on. It's not entirely crazy to see someone who's half your age be twice as good when they are allowed to develop their skill in an ideal environment. Not only that, but art is only getting more and more accessible, mainly thanks to the giant community that sprung up during the pandemic. The amount of available knowledge out there for free in 2026 just dwarfs what was available here 5, 10, 20 years ago. It's also why I find it kind of funny that apparently everyone thinks PewDiePie is just naturally gifted because he got really good at art in just a year. Not to discredit him or anything obviously, but he's a retired multi-millionaire with a loving family in his mid-30s with all the free time in the world. Not to mention he's also just an incredibly hardworking and tenacious person from doing YouTube for 10, 11 years. I'm not saying that unless you're a millionaire with all the free time in the world you won't be able to get good at art. More so, it's important to keep in mind that not all of us have the same circumstances and environment, and so it would be kinda unrealistic to compare your own journey to other people just because you've put in the same amount of effort and time as them doesn't guarantee that you'll get the same result. Some of us has work, some of us has kids, some of us has a lot more stuff to attend to than, focus on drawing every day. At the end of the day, the only consistent metric you have to compare yourself with is your past self. It's okay to reference, more experienced as artists, work ethic, and schedule, but it's also important to be realistic and honest with yourself, At the time, I genuinely thought that I have somehow gotten worse. Like, I literally woke up one day and forgot how to draw. It is very easy to spiral into negative self-talk, and I'm not gonna blame anyone or point fingers at anyone for doing it, but if we just take a step back, right, and analyze the situation a bit more carefully, the most likely answer will reveal itself. And in my case, I just suck at drawing characters. Like, that's it. I didn't regress in skill or forgot how to draw. I just stepped into new territory and had my lack of experiences stared back at me in the face. A finished drawing is a combination of multiple different skill set and fundamental, speaking from the technical front, obviously. And depending on the subject matter, that ratio and level of experiences required will shift accordingly. Unless you are literally just drawing the exact same drawing over and over again, it is pretty unreasonable to assume that every drawing has to be better than the last one, While growth isn't linear, it is consistent in the long run, so as long as you keep at it and learn from mistakes, you will only be getting better and better. I know at times it will feel like it's not and you're actually getting worse, but if you zoom out at the bigger picture, the line can only go up.